Hey guys, well, it's the first episode of the next year, 2013, so what do? We talk about last year! And this is the thing we do every year, is we list the top attended cons of the year, so year 2012.
Yeah,
and
these are the largest conventions, not necessarily the best, they're just the biggest.
Most people come here, and you can go for quality from that. But so we generally start off, and the reigning champ.
Yeah, of course, the largest convention is Anime Expo, which comes as no surprise to anybody.
No, they actually had an increase of 2,500 people, and their ranking now is 49,500 attendees for a whole weekend.
49,400.
400, sorry.
But then, of course, number two is, again, no surprise, with AnimeCons.
Yep.
They had 32,724, which is up about 1,300, 1,400.
And then we have in third place is ASEN. And they're, just under 1,000 more, but, they're still holding on to third.
More than 1,000 more. They're 24,316. So there's like 8,000 between, there's that gap there between AnimeCons and ASEN.
Saying as their increase was about 1,000.
Yeah, their increase was about 1,000.
Yeah. But. And then with fourth, we got Old Faithful Anime Boston.
Yep, they had 22,065 people this year.
Probably the most steadily increased con per year. Yeah,
and I think this is the first time they've ranked fourth since early on at AB. And but yeah, this was their 10th year, and they promoted. They also had PAX East across town at the same time. So in some ways that hurt. In other ways it helped because it really boosted Saturday attendance for anybody that couldn't go to PAX East.
Yeah, location. But so now we go on to our sixth, which is ACON, which was around fifth. Oh, sorry, spreadsheets. Yeah. I don't do this stuff. I'm an artist. So fifth, ACON. It was just under 22,000 this year.
And 21,982, an increase of 3,500.
And big increase. And I also notice a lot of these cons are in the early 20,000s. Yeah. So when we get to our sixth one was AnimeCon. Yeah. And this was pretty much a solid 21,000 as they report.
Yeah, and obviously that's a rounded number, so that brings them up only 120 from last year, but it's rounded, so
so they pretty much kept strong. Yeah. Having their own. Yeah. And in seventh we have SakuraCon.
Yep.
Which
they had they passed 20,000 with 20,214. That's an increase of just over 1,000 people.
Yeah. And coming in on eighth is Anime Weekend Atlanta, which has been pretty much around this number, but they were at 13,472. Yeah,
and I think it's interesting how there's a group that are in the 20,000s, and then you've got some in with AWA leading it off at 13,000 and below.
Almost a 10,000 difference. Yeah,
and so they increased slightly, around 1,000 from last year. And if you remember last year when we did this, they actually decreased.
Yeah,
so they're making up for lost ground.
All right, so we come with number 9 is KatsuCon.
Yeah, it's surprising to see them back on the list.
Yeah,
they dropped off the list a few years ago, and now they had a huge surge in attendance. The 5,364 people. That's the largest on this list. I mean, their increase is larger than the attendance of a lot of conventions.
Yeah, well, and they go with lucky number 10 is Youmacon, which was just a little bit lower, about a few hundred less in ranking, but...
Youmacon actually, they increased.
They increased.
1,300 people, and they were added to the list last year, so this is their second appearance. And but that rounds out the top, the largest 10.
10, yeah.
Now we do have some notable absences. As usual, Anime Next, as of recording this, still hadn't heard back. Yeah. OhioCon, and this is the second year in a row we haven't heard from them. And also the first year we haven't heard any numbers from Anime North up in Canada.
Which has always been on the top 10.
Yeah, it's usually in there around SakuraCon, Anime Boston, Fanime, in that mix. I know they had an attendance cap this year, but they should still be on this list somewhere.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, for the people in Canada, You do have Otakuthon, which, if we ranked past 10, they'd be number 11 with 11,000 people.
11,
they're
11.
up in Montreal, so bonjour. You can go a few more. We'll go a few more.
You know, some notable numbers. We have San Japan, which just got over 9,000 with 9,464.
You did that. I can't believe you did that.
What?
Over 9,000.
Unintentional. 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 We could have gone away with it, but no. He had to continue.
But yeah, they had increase of over 2,500 people. And also, on the list last year was MomoCon. They reported 10,300 last year when they were free. But this year they had to start charging. So their attendance actually went down by 1,700 people or so. But that's totally understandable because, I mean, it was free, now it's pay. And 8,600 people is still a really respectable attendance number.
Very respectable.
And so, yeah, that pretty much does it for the largest conventions.
Largest grossing conventions of 2012.
And beyond that, it starts to get a little iffy because there's a lot of conventions that don't report numbers, and we would love to hear from them. You can just go to animecons.com, find the year of that convention, and if the number's not there, if it doesn't say attendance or paid attendance or something, you can hit the update button at the bottom, submit it, and make our records more complete. So we would definitely love to hear from you.
We like complete records.
Or you can just email us at podcast@animecons.tv.